Hello creatives, welcome to Artist Star. My name is Beth. I'm here at the gallery today to actually hang some new artwork for a new show, but I'm also here to do tarot reading after my lovely long walk in the woods this morning. So today we are going to take a look at Shapeshifter. This one has always intrigued me because if you're going to look at it as an artist would look at it, it's kind of like color blocking and shape-shifting within a painting. But the Archetype card talks about it being a little different than that. It's sort of exploring the me, myself, and I is what it made me think of. Because you got to navigate through a lot of different hats when you're an artist. I mean, if you're one of those that can do it all, sell your work and know your buyers or be able to produce enough, you've got your own style. Those are all different parts that are of the same you. So in this one, the Shapeshifter here on the light attributes says it's skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. So that's a little bit different as a visionary type thing. And the shadow attribute is projecting any image that serves you, your personal agenda in the moment. So we've seen that. And I mean, that's not a bad thing. Sometimes you need to switch a hat or, climb on a different horse midstream. And, when one of your friends come into the gallery and you want to have a nice conversation, or when a buyer comes in the gallery, or when an artist is coming in to see about representation. Those are all different hats that you have to try on. But today I'm looking at it as an individual and your sense of who you are, being grounded and being able to take that groundedness, keeping yourself, and taking it into different situations that you find yourself in. Okay, so enough about that. I'm going to get the cards of truth, and as if you've been watching, this is a little more spontaneous than laying out the cards beforehand. This deck is by Carmina, and you'll find a link in the description box below. She has an entire series on the cards of truth. And so I'm just going to get right into it, and you can go and investigate that if you like. Looks like this one wants to come out. So we're going to do the light on the star spread, and this is going to be in regards to how to recognize your shadow attributes and how to engage in the light attributes. So that is the foundation for our light on the star question. How do I gain insight into the light attributes? How do I grasp those? And how do I use the shadow attributes to get me there? So after I shuffle through the cards and get them to come out, different ways of doing this. Sometimes I fan them out and choose just by feeling, but if, as in this spread, it wanted to spring from the deck, I don't oppose that. It seems like a good way to go. So the light on the star spread is all about the foundation of the question. And this is the present moment. This is the near future. And the next card is what we should be doing at this very moment in order to get in touch, to see, to open up to a shadow attribute and be able to use it. Get to that root and utilize it in your art. What one would serve best. Let's say? Seven of Hearts. And I will go into all of the description of each of these, and then after they're all laid out, we will clarify with the Lenormand. Just going to pop those back, too many. If they're meant to come out, they will come out, no doubt about it. So if you want to skip ahead, you'll know when I'm there. You'll see all the cards laid out. I won't go into any explanation until they're all there. This is what goes against. Next, we have what goes for. Oh, I just want to pull from the bottom of the deck, and I'm going to do it. Ooh, okay. Love that. That is a great card to get there. And last but not least, the Queen of Hearts. This is our outcome. So, as promised, foundation for the question, pertaining to it. That gives us a starting point. This one is what is going on at the present time. This is the near future. This is what we should do right now. This is what goes against, what goes for, and final outcome. So tuck that right there under my pink quartz and start with the Eight of Diamonds. Got to learn how to count. So the Eight of Diamonds is all about stability, and it's all about concrete skills and being self-validated. The diamond suits are of the earth element, which is really nice. It's got the Hangman energy in tarot as it relates to that, and that's all about contemplation, isn't it always? So the fact that we got the Eight of Diamonds here in this foundation card says that we've probably got those skills, at least in order to delve into this shapeshifter and see. But the eights are also about Rahu energy. Now this is the North Node. So this is what you delve into for the future. It is it's about venturing into the jungle of the mind, like the mind matrix, and experimenting or experiencing something new. So you discover something, and then you retreat back to the South Node, where you're very comfortable to contemplate. So in this case, we have a very strong, self-validating, solid foundation with skills and all that you need in order to pursue. So, okay, I'm going to go with these one at a time, and I'm going to clarify with the Lenormand before I go any further, because it may shed light on the present moment, which is that lovely Ten of Hearts. That is, in short, popularity card. Ooh, so we have the snake. All right, just gonna make a little more room here. We tend to lay out a lot of cards by the time we're done. So I lay out 3 cards with the Lenormand deck, and you read them in sequence, and they tell you, the way I like to read them is whether it's a person, place, or thing that is going to help clarify what's going on here. So now we have the scythe, and that is about cutting something out. The snake is about something that is can be a person that, I'm trying to talk and think at the same time. Doesn't always work that well. And then we have the heart. These are interesting cards to get for a foundation explanation. But I would assume, not really assume, it's coming through that the snake is that shadow side of us. You know, everyone has a shadow side, and artists more than anyone can use that to their benefit. So to understand what that sneakiness, this, I'm reading it now, be not indulgent or slow to the fight. Flee every moment. She turns on the charm. This poised opponent will bring you to harm. Well, that speaks of being true to yourself, just as we were saying earlier with understanding your shadow attributes. And when you see it, just nip it in the bud. Just get right to it. And go through the heart when you see that shadow attribute. Just cut out the negative self-talk and indulge in the positive, helpful self-talk, because you got to be kind to yourself through these things. It's not about being angry, it's about being kind. So, all right. So, looks like we're going to get to something, doesn't it? Well, let's find out what. What is the present situation with the popularity card? Ooh, we got the fox. Very similar to the snake. Yes, this is very interesting. Get those back in the deck. And, whoop, there we go. And the sun. So we are going to be quite aware of where that's all going. Very nice. We are going to really discover something very bright about ourselves. That sun card is just a lovely, lovely energy to get here. And the ring, a commitment. And by the way, I do read these all in the upright position, as we're going to stay positive through this. And yeah, so the Ten of Hearts is the popularity card, like I was saying. Tens are all about ecliptic energy. The ecliptic is the umbrella card for the cards of truth, birth spread, or the charts. And it just kind of gives the purpose to a reading. So with this, with the Ten of Hearts, it's saying that it is emotional, clearly. It is about being well-rounded and fulfillment. It's a big rewards for big work. So, and with the Sun card here to sort of help us down that thought, it clearly is going to be something of a revelation about the foxy side of yourself. You could take either way, because you could take this as being very clever and very cunning in how you reach that understanding of the shadow attribute, about how you do put on a different hat for whatever reason, but how do you hang on to yourself through that? Well, you make a commitment, which is what the ring is talking about, to do just that. Like I was saying with the Ten of Hearts, it's all about what kind of effort you put in as to what kind of reward that you're going to get, really. It is about, you could be about being blocked by people, place, or things, or an obstacle or something, but actually I'm seeing it more as being even more grounded and validated, as that Eight of Diamonds is. So that's a pretty nice present situation. You're ready. Very sweet. Okay, so let's look at the upright position of the near future. So this is the Eight of Clubs, and again, it is all about stability, and it's another 8. So you have, again, that self-validating. So in the near future, whatever this epiphany or this recognizing, or maybe you already know what it is for your shadow attribute and how to bring that into the light. It's going to come with a seeking of spiritual knowledge. That's what the club suits are all about. And again, it is Rahu energy. So again, it is going into the matrix of your mind and figuring out what it is intellectually. And this also, because it's of the dark suit, it is chariot energy in tarot. And for the cards of truth, clubs are all about air, so it's very fast moving, and the chariot is all about being able to maneuver and hang on to whatever situation is coming your way. It's having all of the wherewithal to be able to navigate. So this is turning out to be very telling. So let's find out what else we have here, because in a spread, the Eight of Clubs is all about self-validating. It's about experiencing and delving into that matrix to find out through people, places, and things. It's lesson time, to develop your courage and to express your individuality. So let's find out what's next. Oh, we have the stork. Find that to be a very funny card, honestly, because it can actually mean a long-legged person, but it can mean travel. And the Eight of Clubs can mean travel. So perhaps in the near future, we will be traveling to get that self-validating, seeking into the matrix jungle of the mind. Sounds like fun. Sounds like maybe a meditation retreat or something. I would love that. All right. Just a long weekend somewhere. All right, let's just pick one. And we have the dog. That is man's best friend. Yeah, you want to come out. Let's see. Oh, and the book. Perfect. So, yes. Very nice. I see some travel. And I see maybe with a friend or something that is really stable for you, very comfortable to be around. It would be an environment that is very conducive to having an epiphany and being able to stay on your 2 feet, right? And it's about learning. As every club knows. That is what the clubbies are here for, yes. So it's an unopened book, but it tells of the future of it being somewhere that you've traveled to and that you will find an answer in the book. I always like going to the next closest bookshelf, pulling something off and opening it up to a random page. If you haven't watched the movie, I think it's called Next Stop Wonderland. It is all about that, moments where things come together for you. Anyway, I don't know why I can't think of the word. So there you are, and it's going to happen. So go grab a book off the shelf right now. Close your eyes, run your fingers over things, and grab it. Oh, that one flew out, didn't it? All right, this is Child. That is always about just looking at something with trying to look at something with a fresh eyes, wonderment. I love that card. It's hard to do sometimes when you're down in the shadow. But go outside go take a nice long walk. That always helps. And we're talking about the Seven of Hearts. Now, that's an interesting card in that it is somewhat of a heartbreak card, The heartbreak card is more about, well, let's just start at the beginning with the sevens. Sevens are all about Saturn energy, which is elimination. So we're going to get rid of something that emotionally isn't really working for us anymore. And we're going to start with doing that in a childlike manner. It's just beautiful. Here we are at this retreat, if you will. We're going to figure it out. We're going to get some super insight into whatever epiphany is here to visit. And we're going to let something big go. It's a big let go. This is the 7. These are gateway cards. These are water energy with the cup. with the hearts. And because it's 7s are spiritual, it is also about not being or getting through this without being or feeling victimized. So that's the trick with the 7s. You really want to be able to move through this emotional shadow side of yourself without labeling or delving into that feeling guilty necessarily about it, because sure, if it's something that you need to feel guilty about, but you don't want to linger there. You just take that knowledge and move on with it. You bring it into the fold and start working on it. The hearts, in a spread like this, it's probably more about time for your ego and soul to collaborate. You don't want to stay stuck in that mode where you can't self-validate, because it's the 7's job to get to a point where you're more sure about yourself. All right. Let's see what the next card is going to be about. Let's see how we can stay out of the victim mode. Let something go without poor pitiful me. And just kidding. But it is a little bit like that, because you really do need to. All right, so we got the bear card. Oh yes, let's just treat it like it's something a bear wants to get through. Yes, bears can be, well, a bear, right? A bear to deal with, a bear to have to navigate, but just tells me that this is going to be a very powerful epiphany, if you will. Something there for you. And we have the gentleman. So masculine energy, bear masculine energy, but it's also about the child. So it's about taking possession of yourself and understanding that you might have to just handle something like a bear might, and just get right in there and clean up that emotional and let it go. Let it go. 7s are all about learning how to let go. Like I said, it's that Saturn energy. And with the hearts, it's water energy. So it's going to be emotional. It's going to be a challenge. So let's find out. I always like this one, and both of these, because this one's going against you. Very interesting card to get in the going against, because it's the 9 of Hearts. And we really haven't visited a 9 of Hearts yet. So in this case, again, it's with the emotions, and it's K2 energy. So it's more of a yin energy, a feminine energy, in that it's a red suit. It's water, and in the cards of truth, it relates to the Fool. which is very much like the child energy down here. So I'm seeing that as maybe that would be the challenge, because nines are all about retreating. Like I was saying earlier, with the eights, it's about Rahu energy and going into that matrix and experiencing something new. But the nines are the K2 energy, so that's all about retreating back to where you're comfortable to contemplate the whole situation. So it's telling me not to advise not to stay there. So what can you tell us about the comfort of that Nine of Hearts? Oh, well, we get the lady. So again, we have the feminine energy. And let's see what else we've got. And the nines are also all about it being a time to accept a conclusion of a situation, because it is about letting something go. It's, yeah. But it's also manifesting at a very high vibration. And you can't really change it, you know, it's out of your power. It's time to let go and let source. For better or for worse, it's time to just surrender. That's what the nines are. But it's in understanding the experience, right? It's divine love. So for better or for worse, that is, so it's just having that knowledge, just that understanding. So maybe it's a little hard to do that. Oh, let's see what we have. Oh, we have the Tower. So that kind of takes me back to some place of a meditation. And it reminds me of some Buddhist retreats that I've been on in the past, where you get there and, you know, for me anyway, you always have some eye-opener, right? And it can be a little shaky at first when you have this realization of something that can be a pretty big motivator. Oh, and we have the mice. Interesting. Very interesting. So there's a feminine energy. It's about a place. It can be a physical place, but it can also be you having a stature, right? Being that strong, tall tower, standing tall and strong. And the mice are all about having something taken from you. So, yeah. So perhaps it is about letting something go. And it's also saying that when you're here at this retreat, there may be someone there that appears to be very feminine and very sweet and possibly very needy, wanting to, for lack of a better description, vampire, suck your energy, and in that case, you're too kind to indulge, and there is a very good heads up to not get yourself in that situation. At the retreats that I've been to, you can wear a card or a pin or something that says you're doing a silent retreat, so you don't have to talk to anyone if you don't want to. I always loved that, because I was like, I'm just going to keep one of those in my pocket. All right, so let's get these guys back in line. This one wanted to come out. Oh, I love the birds. Yes, the birds are all about chatter. So that can be you and your friends and your contemporaries working it through. collaborating, but it can also be gossip. So, but this is what's going for you. So I'm going to say it's having a conversation with the people that are going to bring about the epiphany, because the Ace of Spades is all about revelations. It is a foundation card, and the Ace of Spades is all about self-realization in a, how would I say that? Like a new revelation of a physical or mental well-being. So it's perfect that it comes up here. And aces relate to sun, which is again a very incredibly strong card to get. And this is what's going for you. So you've got, again, another very strong, solid foundation here from which to experience this emotional letting go of something. So it would be letting go of some idea that you have about yourself so that you can hang on to who you are at a very grounded level. So it's about, aces are also about discovering a deep truth. It can be something that is, incredibly, critically important about beginnings and situations. So on these, though, with the spades, you have to look out for addictions and substance abuse and not being in an open state of mind. It's more of a closed state of mind if it is in the shadow attributes. But we're going to keep it in the light attributes and just think of it as an epiphany, a foundation of an enlightenment, a secret, or a revelation about a deep truth. Oh, it's just lovely. Live for those moments. Yep. So we need to have some conversations with our contemporaries, I see here, with the birds. Yeah, the birds are sharing, especially in this spread today. Okay, here we go. Number 2, the garden. I love the garden card. That is just having that environment that is so conducive and so lovingly there for you. Like a warm blanket. And it speaks of friends. So having like gatherings and that kind of thing. So it really does sound like a retreat to me. Some kind of retreat where you are going to experience some revelation about an emotional belief that is keeping you from getting even more solid and more grounded into yourself. All right, let's see what this one is. Oh, we have another lady. Very nice. I love the way this one is looking in and this one is looking in. So it feels very comforting. Feels like nice, beautiful, feminine energy, just giving you a big hug, telling you that you've got it. You can handle this. And I would take it as you, because see the little Ace of Spades there. Sorry, I just hit my microphone. I got a new one, and I'm hoping that it works better than just the one on the computer that I had been using. And because it's on the Ace of Spades, I'm seeing it as you. A nice, solid, comfortable place where you feel welcome and can relax and just feel who you are. All right, so the outcome. We have the Queen of Hearts. Now, this is a beautiful energy. I look at her as the kind of like the grandma card. She is like the ultimate feminine energy of love and acceptance. But that's not all. She is also incredibly strong, very capable, and that knowing what to do in any given situation and like right love, I guess. She's Neptune energy, and again water energy because of the heart suit. And it is it encompasses Mercury and Jupiter and Venus as she rounds out 4, 5, and 6 in the cards of truth. So you've got that nurturing, but it's also about steady foundations of the 4, but realizing when it's time to let something go and to sort through what that is by trial and error of the 5s, and then you become into the 6, which is more about rewards for efforts. So yeah, I love the Queen card. It is stable and strong and supportive, and given the surrounding cards, it might be you being called upon to do the supporting, or you could be on the receiving end of this. And of course, it's going to be around source and people, places, and things. But either way, I'm just going to say it, your guides and your spirits and source, whatever angels, they've got your back. You are free to just experience, get into those matrix of the 8s here, and know that you are going to figure it out, whatever this letting go of something is, and staying away from the vampires, the emotional vampires. Everybody needs some help, right? And you can do that as a Queen of Hearts and give it a lot of loving energy and still say no. I often tell people, no has to be the first word out of your mouth, and then it gets easier. All right, so we've got the fish. That is abundance. Oh, just look at that. How beautiful. Very nice that you're going to have exactly what you need at the end of this. What else can we find out about this Queen of Hearts? This is how it's all going to end up for you. An abundance with the fish. Very prosperous and fortunate. And we have another gentleman. And look, the single heart. Beautiful. So again, in masculine energy, and energy that can be like a father, or it can be a mentor, or a guru, or somebody possibly that is going to lend their insight. Something's going to come your way for some kind of information, right? And you're going to feel very blessed and comfortable in how it is brought to you. Oh, there we go. Last card. Ooh, the birch rod. Now that is a very interesting card to get, because that is, well, that's about needing to sweep things out. It can be about quarrels, but I'm seeing it as just, I don't know why I keep shuffling. I'm done with these guys. Part of the process, I guess. So yeah, the birch rod. You just need to sweep it out. Yep. It's about preparing to let something go. And yeah, it might not be easy, but in the end, it's going to be exactly what you need it to be. Nothing's ever easy when it comes to letting something go emotionally, especially if you've relied on it for quite some time. but it looks to me like you're really going to be able to get grounded in whatever it is. You've got an amazing support around you. It's going to be an incredibly comfortable environment that you're going to find yourself in. You're going to be giving off some kind of amazing aura of that stability. I mean, with the 8s that you have here and the popularity card and all of these beautiful, lovely hearts. Be very gentle, be very careful in how you say no, but you're going to need to say no to somebody around something. And that might be hard, but you will do it like a queen. All right, so I've got one more card that I'm going to pull, and this is from the animal deck. And I've got my book here, but I like to do this after my walk in my wooded wonderland. It is sort of my tribute to Mother Nature and the world. My daughter gave me these beautiful cards for my Christmas present, and I have to say they are beautifully painted, beautifully done. Just imaginative and lovely. All right, so I'm just going to fan these out and grab one, and then we will see how this can contribute to the knowledge that we're getting here about this wearing of many hats and hanging on to you. Yeah, let's do this one. Oh, we got the fox. We have the fox down here. Very interesting. So yeah, you may end up needing to act like a fox. It's communication and cunning. They are an incredibly smart animal. And for this, I'm going to put it right on top of this, what goes against, because I think communication and cunning is exactly what you're going to need in this situation. But you can just see how lovely they're painted. Beautiful cards. So let me grab my book here and look up the fox. So let's see. They have earned their place as cunning, adaptable animals who can find a solution to most any problem by thinking outside the box. Now, how artistic is that? When you receive this card, dreams are the bridge between you and your higher self. Oh, well, now we knew we were going to get something good. Of course, it's your dreams. Right now, you are being asked to give them your attention. So before you rise in the morning, take some time and allow images from your dreams to unfold in your mind. Meditate on them and trust they'll guide you. It says, don't fret if you're having trouble remembering. The fox is to provide support during this time. He'll maneuver through darkness with ease and will serve as your guide throughout the night. Consider this. Spirit of Fox, guide me through my dreamtime hours and retrieve any sacred gifts you may find there. Please gift me with clarity as you help me uncover their meaning. Thank you for the guidance. It reminds me that I am supported and unconditionally loved. Take a moment to just say thank you to the guides and those around you in the spirit realm that are helping you become just a more beautiful, grounded you. Thank you for joining me, and happy creating.